Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a review about this here game called Reus. Reus is basically a game wherein you get to do things, about things, with things. I'm going to demonstrate with a small game. Every time you start it up, you get to choose certain aspects to follow, although you can follow all of them at the same time, effectively. We'll just worry about these three for now. So, first we need to reach a desert city with 500 prosperity. Now, in order to do that, you're going to need to get a desert village, and to do that, you're going to need to recruit the help of your friendly giants. You have from left to right, you have Swamp Giant. Makes swamps, herbs, and exotic animals at this level. Rock Giant makes mountains, precious minerals, and advanced minerals. Ocean Giant, hence the name, he makes oceans. He can also make domestic animals and enhance certain plants. And you have, but look, can't do nothing. Dusty Bones, that's useless. I never actually knew you could make that. See, this game is one of pure experimentation. So let's go ahead and make a mountain. Oh yeah, I forgot to introduce the Forest Giant, who makes forests next to an ocean, and also makes fruit plants and can enhance them, as well as enhance the ground to increase better aspects. More about those in a moment. Let's just get you out of the way, bud. It doesn't damage them to be on top of a developing mountain, it's just cosmetic appearances. Okay, so we're going to be focusing on a desert village, so let's go ahead and dump some precious minerals for them to enjoy. The objective of the game is to get as high a prosperity as you can in the amount of time you've allotted yourself. In this case, I've gone for a short game, 30 minutes. Ah, here we go. These are your bane and your glory. Welcome to a village. In this case, the village is called Castledown. So you can see here that they want things, usually. In this case, they only have access to wealth, 10 of them, as defined by the precious mineral we put down earlier. Now, the upside to them is that if you supply them with something else, that's not a good example. The trade post challenge has started, here we go. This is important. 15 wealth for each mineral within the borders stacks up to 3 times, so if we put down 2 more precious minerals, one here, say, then this will be able to improve because it upgrades its trinket merchant. So you can see that it requires 30 wealth in use. Now, just to explain what that means, you have 25 wealth, 50 wealth available, but only 6 of them are in use, 7 now. Basically, if the amount of X available is above the X in use, then the villagers, as a general rule, will attempt to increase in use. However, do it too quick and you run the risk of them getting greedy. Basically, a greedy town tends to go to war and ultimately will actually attack your giants until they calm down. And the way to calm down is just to ignore them for a while. Cruel but effective. Now, I'm not going to just have a desert village, it's going to be my main focus, but in order to have any of the other biomes, I'm going to need an ocean to provide water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send the Ocean Giant off to do his thing. Now, I love the Ocean Giant's animation, so I will keep an eye out for that. But in the meantime, you seem to be just about done. You see, they already have 1 greed marker already. Thankfully, at this point, that doesn't mean a lot. So let's go over to these guys, have a watch of them. I'm not getting the other 2 giants to do anything yet, because it requires the Ocean Giant to do his thing first. So, yeah, basically, I'll explain in a moment, they're done. They're nearly done, it's like far away. You'll see when it pops up. So, I'm angry! Yeah, oceans. Why do you know? This is going to be a review / gameplay. I'm not going to do the full 30 minutes. This is just so you get an idea of what Reus is. Oh, the trade post is completed and an ambassador wants to join me. Okay, give me a second to just set that. And that off to make a forest and a swamp respectively. So yeah, each giant has unique abilities, as I believe I covered earlier, usually covering their particular area. So in this instance, let's just throw a fish in the ocean. Boom, swamp. Very useful. So yeah, ambassadors are what happens when your people achieve certain objectives. In this case, we finish the trade post, so we get a desert ambassador ambassador, because the town is in the desert. As you can see by the arrow on the bottom, each town has each ambassador unlocks a certain ability. In this case, we're going to go for oops, it looks like it's go for the Swamp Giant. No, we can stop that. Swamp Giant would unlock the Predator aspect, which confessively is quite useful. We can unlock Monsoon, which is like a large-reaching but weak version of or rather short-lasting. I'll tell you what, let's just give them to the rock giant. The rock giants are given the noble aspect, which increases the wealth of that particular area, which is quite nifty. So anyway, the next challenge has started. You see what it is, it's just a micromanagement game of doing the best you can in what time you have. And really, there's not much more to say to it than that, other than the incredible amounts of confusions to go with it. You see, you have aspects which improve certain abilities of that animal in question. This case is a pretty poor example because they only have one aspect, but let's go ahead and we don't actually have any animal boosting aspects at this moment, so I can't demonstrate with that, but I have a feeling if I threw a herb in here, I'd be able to demonstrate with that, but not just yet. So anyway, let's see. Just double check on the granary aspect. You see, you need your attention everywhere. If you're not very good at paying attention at games, this is not the game for you, but if you enjoy having a good time and just messing around with little people, no offense, then yes, this is a good game. It's certainly one heck of a challenge, though, to get used to it. The game itself, fairly simplistic, but does take some getting used to. You just... Oh, Darkrun clan has settled, so now we have 3 villages, all of which are vying for our attention. So far so good. We've got 4 giants, they only have 3 villages. Should be easy, right? Right? Not quite. You see, it does get complicated because if you focus too much on the fishing docks challenge. Ooh, I like the fishing dock. +5 food for each. Right, so the easy way to give this guy what he wants is just to do this. Now, sadly, they've decided to focus on a project which needs wealth and food, whereas we provided them initially with tech. So in order to provide them with wealth, we just replace the herbs we put down earlier with exotic animals. In this case, a poison dart frog. Whoa, 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 whoa! That's not what I wanted you to do. See, the problem is, sometimes you end up doing the wrong thing by accident, and, well, that tends to happen. So sadly, the fishing docks challenge failed because, well, we literally pounded it into dust. Whoopsie! Let's just move on, shall we? Actually, there's not really much else to move on to. It depends on how you play the game, really. If you try raising lots of villages, you'll find your attention diverted, and not every village can be as prosperous as they can be, especially when you mess up like that. However, as a whole, it is a fun little game. I would thoroughly recommend it. It has the Phoenix of Chaos seal of approval, if that means anything to anybody. If not, don't worry about it. Let me see here. I want to upgrade. I can't upgrade that. Oh, right, that's another thing worth mentioning. If a giant has more ambassadors than any other giant, they can't pick up an ambassador. These 3 can, the ocean, forest, and swamp, but the rock can't. So, let's go for... Okay, let's let the forest pick up the forest. Yoink! And there we have it. So now we have the fruit aspect, which can increase... let's worry about things later. So yeah, this has been Phoenix of Chaos reviewing Reus, a fun little game which I do thoroughly recommend. And other than that, there's not really much more to say, so I'll just do my usual. Thank you for viewing, subscribe if you enjoyed it. This video was originally made for toxicsludge.co.uk. Go check them out if you viewed my video from my page. I'll provide a link in the description below or above or wherever YouTube puts it by the time I upload this. I don't know what's going on YouTube, please. Just settle on a design. This has been Phoenix of Chaos with a bizarrely long thingamabobbity fail. Signing out.